Hey everyone, welcome back. As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Koaty, and this is Koaty Sum, and we are the duo who does more than each other.
So we are back for another House of Heat recap. We are going to recap episode 7, and today we have joining us to help recap the episode is Kazumi.
That's me.
The
Yay.
one and only. One of the biggest OnlyFans and, adult content creators out there right now. But you've seen her in the show if you watched episode 7.
And I ugly cried. It was awesome.
Cried too.
Yeah, ugly cried twins.
Yeah. Were your friends like, oh my God, who is this?
It was so funny. As soon as I cried, it was like a unanimous "aww" like in the room.
When you came back in to cry, when the four of us, us and Ava and Vinny, the four of us were talking, and you come in from the bathroom like, I can't find a brush, but I'm back. I forgot, like in the moment, it was like, oh, but like watching it, like I forgot that you did that, so it like startled me.
Yeah, they edited out like half the reason I was crying was because remember I like left my dirty used douche in the shower, and then everyone was like, ew, Zumi, like you can't do that. So I was like making my rounds of like begging for forgiveness on my hands and knees, and that's why I was ugly crying also.
Yes, because Vinny found it and he's like, what's that fucking douche in here?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry.
I mean, honestly, we're gay, so we use the douche a lot, and I would have just been like, oh, a douche. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I would have really given a shit.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a disposable douche in the shower. It's not.
Maybe the world's a better place that they didn't show me like just tossing my used douche into someone else's shower.
It was in one of the trailers though.
It was. There was a few things that were in trailers that didn't make the final.
Like the Reese Rideout collab.
Yeah, like our Reese Rideout collab.
But this was, Kazumi's debut episode on the season.
Woo.
So we figured we'd try to get her in here to kind of pick her brain and discuss how your experience was and stuff that was maybe cut that you wanted it to be in, or
I have a lot of opinions.
yeah,
yes.
let's hear them.
Yeah. Well, so it's when you get there, it starts with Ava, saying that she was inviting you over. Her and I are talking. She's like, I'm inviting over Kazumi. Blah blah blah. So originally, you were just coming over to collab, right, for the day?
Yeah. Ava and I were mutuals, so we were already friends, and but that was my first time meeting her ever. So like I had like no briefing on like what this experience was gonna be like, and I had an idea that I was gonna move in or the possibility was coming in, but I've always wanted to do reality TV. Like I've done reality TV shoot porns. Like I did Brazzers House, I did Ricky's Resort, which is like Love Island but with porn, and I've done a few reality TV show pilots. So like I was like running for my reality TV show moment.
Okay. You were ready. Yeah, and at this point we didn't even do a pilot. They just like launched right in 10 episodes. Here we go. But we didn't know we were going to be adding people, so that was great.
Yeah. We always say the gay OnlyFans world is so separate. Like before we even moved into that house, we didn't even know a girl creator. So everyone's like, Kazumi, and we're like, who's Kazumi?
Yeah, I'm like the Obama of hoes right now.
Yeah, they're like, you don't know who Kazumi is? I was like, I don't know who any women creators are really, but I mean I do now, which is great.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to know that side of the industry now a little bit.
I know.
Because it makes us feel more in it. Because before it just felt like we were doing it from our apartment, and now it feels like we're actually involved. That also happened when you started doing studio porn.
Yeah.
When going to events and like meeting people. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed everyone I've gotten to meet in the gay porn world, so it's great to. That was another thing for me. I was the only one in the house at that point who did studio porn. So knowing that you came in and you did studio porn, I was like,
porn twins.
All right, we're gonna hit it off. So yeah.
Yeah. And I remember they cut off so many parts of you guys helping me get coached through my first anal scene because I needed so much fucking help with that.
I was like, because I helped you, and I was like, I really wanted to see that moment because it was like finally something that's not dramatic but still like work related but funny at the same time.
It was like wholesome.
Yeah.
LOL.
And they haven't added like you measuring our dicks at all.
I wish they kept that in. That was so funny. I forgot we did that.
Yes. Yeah. They don't show that, and I think that was hilarious because we were, we needed a measured.
That was our viral moment. That was the moment to be like, what the hell? Like me and Brandon, like shoulder to shoulder, watching you suck him off to get his dick hard.
Fluff me
to get a dick punch.
And that's how I came to find out my girth. I never knew my girth before that.
And now I know your girth.
And now you know my girth.
I remember
the world doesn't know, but I'll tell you.
What do we do
later
with that information?
That was my first time seeing gay guys do something, and I was like,
oh, like him. Yeah, and I feel like at this point we had all been in the house for a few weeks. Like it just didn't feel like anything to be like, all right, you guys can just sit there, let him just get me hard for a second.
I was hyped.
You know?
It became such a natural thing, like really quick, just being naked in front of everyone. I think it was like this first or second day, like Steph was showering naked while I was getting ready in the back.
Yeah, I wanted to tell my mom about it. I was like, I saw my first gay.
I didn't know that was your first time seeing that.
I was
Something
like,
like that in person. Yeah.
Does your mother like gay porn?
You know, if she's like me, you know, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Everyone has their secrets.
Well, I also saw a first for me because of you, which was someone getting peed on.
Yay!
So, you know, let's talk about that a little bit.
So
the lead up to that.
That episode made me so irate because, okay, sure, the Ava and Vinny thing, I made one stupid joke about a couple swap and I paid for it. I suffered. I lived in anguish for the rest of the episode. But like the order of the show was so funny because it was like, okay, so Ava and Vinny are mad. Then I get peed on. Then I just like walk away like, yeah, pee time. And then I start crying. Like, what the fuck?
Literally looked like you got peed on and then you just walked to the kitchen.
Like, I didn't attempt to have sex at all. So, yeah.
That's right. They didn't show what happened after that.
They made it seem like I just became like a little toilet and then was like, all right, hi guys.
That was the video. Yeah.
That was what I wanted to do.
Why show the scene of y'all making the bed when you didn't even show you doing anything in the bed?
Yeah, that was so weird because it's like, so I get peed on, like what was all my hype about? Like I'm a pee girl. Well, so what actually happened, as you guys know, was me and Rocket tried to have sex, but it was just getting, like he just was really nerve-wracked at the time, so he couldn't perform.
Probably because everything that was going on. That's kind of what ruined ours too.
Yeah. And like when I was crying on the couch, did I tell you what actually happened? I had a little crushy crush on Rocky. So and that was probably not his first time not really performing with me. So I was like, Rocket, do you think I'm fucking ugly?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I was like, you think I'm fucking ugly? So that was why, that was why I was crying to Rocket. I was like, I don't want you to think I'm disgusting. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, I don't give a fuck about those people. Like just Ava and Vinny, what's that got to do with me? Yeah. You think I'm ugly? And he was like, no. So I wish they kind of kept that in. It was kind of funny.
Did you have that conversation in the bedroom?
No, it was on that couch when I was crying.
That's why she was crying.
Yeah. Because what they show is you saying, I just don't want people to think I'm gross. I don't want to feel gross.
Yeah, and then like Steph walks in and is like, Kazumi, are you crying? I'm like, yes. And I'm covered in pee. Like
there had been a lot of loud conversations though leading up to you crying, and a couple of them that they didn't show because Ava was talking about it a lot as you guys were kind of doing stuff. So I think some of those conversations you probably did overhear a little bit, right?
I mean, I feel like
she wasn't quiet about it.
Yeah, she definitely. I knew there was drama over there. I kind of was like, whoa. Watching back, I didn't know it was that big of a deal to her. I did watch it and cringed super hard because I didn't want to feel like I was pushy. Like I felt like I was doing it in the name of like content, and for me, like, you know, shooting orgies is normal, and I guess I wasn't as considerate as I should have been about like, okay, that's not normal to most people, so I should just be like, all right, whatever.
I'll say, you know, even before you got there, she's like, my friend Kazumi's coming and she's explicit content too, and like, you know, building it up. So the fact that that all went down the way it did, I was like, wow, like everyone's mood about it was so different throughout the day, and even the day before, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, the way we were talking about it, the days leading up to it, you know, we have that discussion in the kitchen. You're like, oh, Koaty and Sumner, you know, they're gonna have a collab, and so I remember saying, because you're like, oh, should we all do it in the same room? And I was like, that's not. I was just upfront with you. I was like, that's not going to appeal to my fans. But we did say if we're outside doing something and you pan over and you guys are in the living room doing something and then Ava's over there on the staircase doing something, like we did talk about maybe having everyone kind of get featured in the background, foreground.
Yeah, like I wanted like not an orgy, but like we're all in this together. Yeah.
We did all talk about it, and at one point were excited about making something.
Yeah. And I feel like, I guess like what I wish they didn't cut out as much was kind of like the deeper conversations that we had after it, where it was kind of like, you know, I coming in as like an explicit, the only female explicit person there is, well, she does explicit too. Yeah, but like the type of character I'm representing like a large group of people that are often misunderstood. So I was freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, my edit is gonna make me seem like a fucking terrorist. Yeah. Like I'm gonna like get destroyed in my community and the world if they see that I'm just like this pushy shithead that gets peed on and cries all the time. So I kind of was like, I wish I had some of those conversations aired because I felt like they were so productive and like super deep and like digestible too.
I feel the same way because with our collab, we had a lot of conversations too. Like even going with Rocky, and the like main part of the show was me like crying in the closet and said, "I don't want to be a dramatic bottom."
Yeah,
that was all we got.
And then Rocky's leaving.
I wonder what like a person just watching all this thinks of us. Like we're just like these like little guinea pigs in a cage. Like okay,
yeah.
I mean, what did you think about the pee scene? Like obviously they don't show you. What do you think about everyone's reaction to it?
Okay, I think pee is so fucking funny. Yeah. So, but. I was shocked that they kept the pee scene and not just the fact that I just was trying to have sex. Like they were like, for to be like as safe for work as it is, they were like, we're keeping the pee scene. Yeah. We're keeping the reactions of it. Yeah. So I kind of was like, oh, interesting that everyone was like,
we were not. He was like literally in his thong at the window going.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when it was happening that I was right there, but when you saw it,
I was like, you guys were happy. I didn't know that anyone else was like,
I was like, all right.
Well, I was literally like eating, and someone was like, come see this. I was like, I would, but I'm eating, and then I was like, which I didn't put in, but then they're like, it's too windy to be doing that.
Yeah, it was like, getting everywhere.
I was like, how can you pee in the wind?
I was getting waterboarded, pissboarded.
I was just thinking of the logical.
They also don't show like the 5 gallons of water that Rocket was drinking that led up to that.
Yeah, he was ready. He was ready.
It was because it was a lot. Like I stood there for like 2 minutes. I was like, this just keeps going and going.
I remember you were standing next to Rocket and there was like 5 empty bottles of water and you were looking at him for a little bit and then you're like, oh, you're peeing today.
Yeah, on me.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I probably should have not done PP on the 2B show. I shouldn't have done the PP on the 2B show.
I don't know.
It made it though.
Yeah, it made it.
Out of anything I did, I was like, at least I'm P-Zoomy now.
Yeah.
P-Zoomy. I keep telling Rocky, our collab, I'm like, it's kind of maybe fortunate that the collab didn't work out because maybe they wouldn't have shown it.
They didn't show all the successful collabs you did, only the one failure.
I don't think I did any other successful collabs. I literally didn't do anything except talk about anal and pee.
Yeah. I mean, no, they showed very little of our work that we did. Like we worked so hard all season.
Yeah, you did.
There was so much drama that it like kind of just took the place of the show because I think they just love to show the drama. But next season, I was like, I'm just not going to work. I'm going to be in everyone's business.
Everyone's business.
Yeah. I was like, if I could run it back, I would be worse. Yeah. I'd be like a shittier person.
I don't be a tyrant of the house.
I will burn every bridge I got.
Oh my God. I mean, you started to though that day with Ava. You just got to keep going. Just keep it all going.
You got to stand on business.
I know. She was so brave in retrospect with like just being like, I'm going to be this person.
Yeah.
I did love the conversation that you and her had in the bathroom though. I thought that was a really interesting conversation about relationships and so you start talking about that you have had a boyfriend and that dynamic and
Yeah, I was glad they introduced my boyfriend part. When me and my boyfriend were watching it though, I remember being like, they recorded me in the bathroom?
I know.
That was a girl
Yeah.
What the heck?
But you don't remember seeing the camera in there?
It was like behind me while I was curling my hair. I was like, oh, whatever. Oh, and I wasn't mic'd, so because I was in a bikini. So I was like, this is a safe space, right? Like, like we...
It's probably what Vinny thought when he had his hot bike moment in the bathroom with you.
That made me scream. I was like,
What do you feel? How do you feel about that? Do you think it was taken out of context at all?
No. That was totally in context. I mean, I also feel like they're from New Jersey. I don't know. Like, I just found like, okay, I guess he's like just an abrasive guy. I didn't know he was like serious about it. Like he was saying like, convince Ava. And I was like, you're probably just joshing me. Yeah. I don't know. Cause it's like, in my mind, it would make no sense that I would do that. Cause Ava's the one that brought me in the house. So I obviously would not betray like my first friend here.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely was, I out of line for him to do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you
put
watched,
you in that position.
I don't know if you watched episode 3 at all, but there's a whole conversation. Actually, that conversation got a Daily Mail article about.
Ooh.
We were talking about us being open compared to their relationship and if they ever be open. And Ava was like, stand on business. Like, no, never. I don't like want it. And then in an interview, they're like asking me about it. And I was like, I think Vinny would do it if she allowed. And I was afraid she was going to get mad at me. But I mean, it's honest. And then I was proven right when you came.
I know. I remember when he asked me that, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, are we acting right now? Because I don't see him like what's going on.
But you never know how he would have reacted to if he saw Rocket start. You know.
Peeing on me?
No, no, having sex with Ava. You know?
Oh, okay.
Like he could in
yeah.
his mind have been excited about like, ooh, another girl, but I don't know. Knowing him, I'm like, the whole situation could have started, and he could have all of a sudden gotten jealous.
I mean, because he definitely has never like had sex around other people either. Because even when she was sucking him off by the grill that one episode, he couldn't get hard. So
and was that kept on the show?
Yeah,
the grill blowjob.
Yeah. And then they ate the hot dogs.
Oh. I feel like a person who like watches this with like little to no context is like, what's going on?
it's chaos. It should be called Chaos House.
What'd your friends think?
They liked it, but I felt like, like my friends are like Kazumi ride or diers. So like every time Ava would come on and be like, Kazumi, like you can't ask to fuck my boyfriend. Like all my friends would be like, boo, get the fuck out of here. And I'd be like, no. I'm sure this is an edit. Yeah. She is my friend and I protect her. Also, like I probably shouldn't have made a couple swap joke. That just wasn't P of me at all.
It would have gone over better with us.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just used to a lot of my friends who are like, I don't have many monogamous friends. So for me to like, the thought of like couple swapping is like roller skates. Yeah. But I also like should have read the room a little bit better. Reflex. I did wish they left like some parts of like our day-to-day actual working and like all the deep conversations we had about like perception and like stigmas or I guess like what I thought the show was kind of about. I mean, it's like, it reads more real world than like OnlyFans people like living in their house.
It's like Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope over time, as the season progresses, and if and when there's a season 2, those conversations, we're going to keep having them. Yeah. So hopefully when we do have them, those are shown a little more because I think people are curious, and they're getting more curious now that the show is out.
And we watch reality shows, and we know that first season is all about like getting like just introducing people and like setting up a story. So I feel like season 2, when if we're back, is where they can start like developing our characters and showing who we are as people and showing our work. So
update on me. I love anal. I have another tushy scene on Wednesday. I do anal like probably like twice a month now. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. For the fans, a few days after you moved in, you said you were going to have your first anal scene and you were very nervous and people told you all these things you needed to do
and I was so scared
and you're so scared, and so we kind of coached her through it and all of that,
and we talked about that a lot, so I figured something was gonna sneak in.
I'm an anal legend now. I dream about butt sex all the time.
Honestly, it was funny because after we were done talking to us, I'm like, she is way too worried about this,
dude. I was freaking out.
Serious.
Yeah, and you came back the next day and you're like, I'm addicted,
I want to have it again now.
Yeah. I wish I had that story arc because I felt like it would have been a cool opportunity to show like the wholesomeness of porn. Like it's like I'm excited to do anal. Like it's like, and I'm studying for it. I'm learning about it.
Honestly, yeah, because you being so unsure about it and scared, and then being like, oh, I love it.
Yeah, like it's like it's such a great moment of like people do this for their own sexual exploration. Like people like and they're able to do it in a safe way, in a nice, respectful way, etc.
One of the things they didn't show for us is when I was going to go do a studio shoot, they filmed us go get tested. And we had that whole conversation about getting tested before shoots and how we have to be tested 7 to 14 days before.
And all about prep, because, not a lot of people know about it. And like...
That didn't make the edit either.
Pep,
Doxypep.
Doxypep, yeah, all of it.
Prep and Doxypep.
But I'll keep having those discussions. We'll do it again, and now you got to say how much you love anal.
Yeah, I love anal.
And you saw us in the episode with Rocky in our collab, and it honestly looks like he came over, we fought, then he left. But,
he was just like, ew, bye.
We were outside for hours doing reels and like PG content for like our other socials to promote the video and promote the collab, and they didn't show that. But I will say he was there for hours, and we were doing work for hours before he left.
Which is why when everyone was yelling around about the threesomes or the foursomes or whatever, it just kind of at that point bled over into what we were doing, and I know it stressed you out. Also, it was really cold.
It was really cold.
It was really cold, and so that's why I remember you didn't want to go outside because we had just been outside taking photos for hours and we were freezing, and then you were about to go outside and start your thing, and then I have Ava coming into our room every 5 seconds being like wanting to vent.
Yeah, it was the buildup of all that. It just wasn't me being stressed all the time.
That was the most hilarious day of my life. Like when I explained what really happened to my friends, they're like, "This sounds insane."
Yeah, it was insane. People were literally running around just being nuts.
Even production the next day, they're like, that felt like 3 episodes.
They literally were all like, that one day was 1 episode, and it was.
I wish they had turned it into like more episodes, because that was like such like a cataclysm moment of like real OnlyFans like dynamics.
Yeah.
I mean, like Chase was cool, whatever. I never met him, but it was like that was like just that's like an outside, like that could happen to anyone. But this is a specific like situation that happens between us.
And the fact that all of our collabs kind of got ruined. We're like, you know,
major LOL moment.
I even remember you saying a comment like ours was ruined, and he's like, great, now Kazumi's gonna be the only one with a successful collab, and we're gonna look stupid.
Dude, I looked
and then yours
like
didn't work either.
And then you came out crying 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like, Rocket couldn't perform, I'm ugly.
And so there's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know where to find you, where can they find you, Kazumi?
Instagram is Kazumi's World, and my OnlyFans is Kazumi's World, and that's where my clothes are off.
Yes.
Woo! That's all we got today. That was episode 7 of House of Heat.
Yes.
So stay tuned for our next one. Episode 8 comes out every Thursday, guys, on Tubi. It's free. Download it. Watch it. It's wild.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.